All right, what's going on, guys? What's going on, man? I keep seeing something pop up on my timeline, and it brings me back to a time that I was in jail. I was the server. I had a lot of respect from the people there, and one of these guys came up to me and told me, he's like, yo, I gotta handle something because this guy won't back down. But I tried to neutralize it, and he's not backing up. So I tried to resolve the issue. I talked to both of them separately, and tried to mend things. Didn't work. The younger one, he went at it, and they both had to handle their business, right? And it's only natural, testosterone, jail, close quarters. Like, there's not many places you can go to get away from find the clarity to think about things, because it's a breeding ground for violence. Like you're under a constant stress, man. Like they thugged it out. They did their thing, and both of them got removed from my unit. So in this case, man, like I'm just saying both of them lost, right? Because we were living good. I had everything set up properly, like we were getting extra food. The guards loved us, everything was good, and it all got ruined because they had their little internal beef, right? So I look at that situation, and then you look at this entire map, and it's heartbreaking. I'm looking for similarities in people, man, right? Like, because these two guys that fought, they were pretty much from the same culture, right? Like, now I'm looking at the bigger map. I see that these guys have shared heritage elements, like common ties to biblical history, holidays, and historical narratives that appear in cultural references. So this dates far back. And then their language overlap, their language is used commonly in both areas. And then many of them also speak a secondary language that's also recognized globally. Their music, they share similarities in music, food, art. Like, they even got like pastries and just everything, man. Like their merchandise, their logos, everything is inspired by the same ideas. So this group of people came from one, and now they're beefing each other. That's like me and my brother beefing, and then we never stop beefing. We came from one unit, and now we're not talking. That's crazy, bro. Come on, man. They have a lot of things in common with like religion. Let's see this. Hold on. So yeah, they also have the same community structures. They got sorry, I can't say it out loud. Don't want to get canceled. They got community centers. They got charitable organizations that function exactly the same as the other side. Like, this is crazy. Their cities share the same market structures, like their local shops, their markets, their cafes. I'm pretty sure their coffee tastes the same in both areas. Their digital behavior. And you know what's crazy? Like, I've met people from both polarities, and I couldn't even tell the difference, like, except for the fact that they were telling me they didn't like the other side. That's tough, right? Because if I accidentally called somebody something, I would, have to deal with that for the next 5 minutes of, yeah. So I'm very careful to not call somebody something. I try not to anyways. Sometimes it happens, man, They share the same professions and in the industries. They got presences across the arts, tech, media. You have people, they're working here too, like, oh my God. So now let's look at their differences, right? Okay, so one of them is just basically trying to claim the rights to be on their own. I hear this story so often. Like, if somebody was working under me and they wanted to branch off on their own and do their own thing, it sucks because you feel like you're losing a big chunk of your company, right? Or your control, or whatever you call it. But like, somebody else will fill the spot, man. But on top of that, it's like, you feel like your ego takes a hit, when somebody wants to break away from you and do their own thing. And like, I understand that. You know, when I was trying to make money back, it hits your ego. At the very same time, if you're being graceful about it and you look on the brighter side of things, you know, this is the best part, right? Like when I see a brother telling me that he wants to step off and do his own thing, besides like chase my dreams with me, because he's figured out his own way, I push him in that direction sometimes, because it's like, now you have a more well-rounded team. So like right now I'm going in this direction, but he's gonna go in that direction. But because we're gonna be friends, we have a good relationship, we can cover more ground. It's just how I see things, right? But I mean, like, you know, this is a different dynamic, and it's a lot bigger than just running a business. But like, you know, just think about it that way. Or say, like, you know, like if I was working for my pops and I wanted to branch off and do my own thing, I'm pretty sure he would be cool about it. Because, like, you know, like, yes, it's a competitive market, but like I could probably contribute back to him eventually. And my picture frame is sliding back and forth because I keep bumping it. But like, he would encourage me to do my own thing too, because it's only natural that somebody grows and does their own thing, right? Like, especially if they feel like they're not being valued where they're at, which I felt in a very, very recent adventure of mine. And looking back, like, I'm always gonna say this, man. Like, I am so grateful for the experiences that I've had with certain people, even if it even if it did leave me in a position where I felt like my life was gonna get ruined. I learned so much, and I'm grateful for all the experiences that I've had with these people. No matter what, they taught me so much. But I also felt like, bro, like what the hell, man? Like, come on, of all things, you know, like, don't try to ruin my life for your own agenda, man. Like, I had so much love for you, right? Moving on. So we have their citizenship status and all that stuff. One was there first, and we get that. But you know, like, this has been going on for how long now, right? So let's try to come to a conclusion. And then it gets into some deep stuff, which I'm not sure I have the knowledge and the resources to understand all of these things. When you go back to the similarities, you guys were like family at one point, right? If you guys were at all like family, man, like try to go back to those roots and understand for each other. Then you look at, like, you know, how close you guys used to be. And how much longer should this go on for, or do you guys want to completely go out? Like, of all things, right? Of all things, you guys want to do that to other people's homes and families. Like, I'm not just talking to either or. I'm saying, like, everybody, man, think about that, right? And then there are, okay, so now there are religious beliefs. And I always go back to this, man. Like, the problem with a lot of people and their religions are that they believe the religion is higher or better than the other. And I'm just gonna say this out flat, that there are no better religions. There are no chosen people amongst others. Because every time I've studied religion, or every time I've like dove into somebody's culture or religion, it teaches you the same thing: to love and respect your neighbors, man. Like, man, I walk into a mosque, a church. I was born into a Buddhist family. I'm willing to jump different religions to learn things and to get closer to people in my life. You know, like, I use religion. I use religion. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I will use religion to get closer to people that I love. And what I'm seeing is that people are using religion to divide people from people that they could potentially get to learn about and love. And that, damn, bro, the languages are a little bit different from each other. So one area uses more of one language, and the other area uses more of the other language. But both of them still speak similar languages at the end of the day. Then they have their different laws now. So if there's already a legal system established in two different areas, might as well, you know, start understanding that they are getting pretty established, right? Okay, so now we're talking about demographic and money. This is a big issue here because one does yield higher GDP per capita, and they also have stronger institutions and all that, broader integration internationally. But as of the recent times, you know, the younger one has become more established, which is quite beautiful, to be honest, to be recognized. Man, like myself, like I want to be recognized too, right? It's gonna be a journey, man, and we're gonna fight for it. But hopefully nobody gets hurt along the way, or nothing bad happens to people. That's a tough part, right? The military. So one does have a full standing military operation, while the other one is under constant occupation, conflict, or blockade with no national army, which is tough. It's very tough. So you know, this is a pretty much similar to David and Goliath, right? And it's just it keeps going on. Like this is like a never-ending cycle of violence. And man, like I'm just gonna say, like it's 2025, man. Like, if you do put your differences aside, which there aren't very many differences, and then you go back to the roots. Just like go back to the roots. Let's say I'm living with you guys on a piece of land, and then you guys and I, like, we don't get along. We really don't get along. Like, this is what I'm saying. We really truly don't get along, and we know that every time we kick off it's gonna be a problem. So I suggest, you know what, like, let me just block off this little chunk for myself. I'll stay here in my corner and I won't bother you. Yeah? That way we can still coexist and survive. Not coexist, but we will survive as humanity, as a civilization. And you don't have to worry about me being in your space. Like you give me a piece of space so that I'm not in your space. And then maybe further down the line, you know, like when we bump into each other or something, you'd be like, how you been? That, man, that's what I'm trying to say. It's that easy to try to work things out. Like, I mean, like, it's not gonna hurt you to give somebody their space, right? I mean, there's plenty of space, and especially, you know, with the world these days, like, there is so much we can uncover, you know? So, like, maybe you guys can, like, try to patch things up, man. Like, that would be one of my greatest wishes right now. Like, just think about that. Just to consider that all it takes is a little bit of space and a little bit of time, and then you guys can eventually figure out something new for the future. Because every time if I have to beef my own family members because we're living in close quarters, and come on, man, like, no, I'll just separate myself, stay somewhere else, whatever it may be. But, you know, return to it later after, like, you know, a couple hundred years. I don't know, and then see how it is. Like, you guys might be cool after. It's just whatever. Maybe you guys have something to offer each other, you know. But on that note, just stay happy, stay healthy, stay hydrated, and I hope we can work everything out, man. Take care, guys.